keep in mind, so I understand that this is very confusing.
Yeah.
So right now what we are doing is we are releasing the update 1.3 and the expansion Underground all together for PC and Xbox One players. So all of that is coming out in 15 minutes now for you guys. For PS4 players, however, the update 1.3, which is the free content, is going to be released in 1 week on Tuesday, July 5th.
Yes.
And then the expansion Underground is released in a little bit over a month, which is in August 2nd.
Yes.
So that's going to be the paid DLC, then the expansion Underground.
Yes, it's
which
good to
contains the Underground modes and the Incursion and a few other things.
Definitely good to split those out. So there's update 1.3 and Underground. If you think of them separately, it's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But with that, so with the PS4 patch 1.3 being delayed to next Tuesday, the anniversary outfits also.
Yes, it's the same. So the 3 anniversary outfits that we announced at E3, which are Splinter Cell, Ghost Recon, and Rainbow Six, are going to be made available to all players next week on July 5th as well. The reason is that we cannot release them on, one platform, not the other. We have to release them when this patch is available to everyone. So we have to wait for the PS4 patch to be live until we can actually grant them to everyone. So July 5th is when they will be available to all players.
Yes, that's when people can get their first backwards cap.
Yeah, exactly.
People have been asking for one for a long time.
And that is, all players, okay? That's like Season Pass, not Season Pass, whatever.
Everyone gets it.
Everyone gets it. And it's going to be in your Ubisoft Club. So you won't get it directly in the game. You will have to go in the Ubisoft Club and redeem it, though. And then it's going to be in your room.
These are the things that will be changing. The showstopper, which we showed last night, which was really, really cool. Gabe running around with that was awesome. The talent recalibration is not working on that weapon. Yeah. It will work. Yeah. That's one of the fixes that will come in for that. There is also the fact, and people have, I think as soon as they saw the showstopper, they were like, is it going to work with Sentry? It will today, but that is going to be fixed. It should not work with Sentry. That's
Sentry is for semi-automatic weapons only, and I know that some players are also asking for, should it work with burst fire, assault rifle and SMG? No, it should not, because those are not really semi-automatic weapons.
Okay.
So only marksman rifle, shotguns, pistols, and right now, yes, the showstopper, but it should not, because it's an automatic weapon.
Just so you know. So when that change comes, we told you about it. It's that is one that is also coming. We also did note yesterday, and some people may have picked it up, that the G36, which is an awesome new assault rifle, its base damage is higher than it should be.
It's a bit too awesome.
It's a bit too awesome. But we want to be as clear as possible with that when it does, because that is going to have to be brought down. It's a big outlier in the assault rifle type. That will receive a cut to its base damage. It needs to. It's a lot.
It will be brought back to a more balanced across all the board of assault rifles. Of course, if you have a good one, it will still be very useful. Right now, it will be slightly overpowered, so enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be using it.
That's the thing. So just to be 100% clear, all the things that we mentioned here, so the talent recalibration is a bug, and the other ones, the showstopper proccing with Sentry and the G36 having too high DPS, these are things that are going to be fixed, but you're free to enjoy them for as long as it lasts, okay? So it's not an exploit or whatever. Don't start wondering
exactly.
if we are going to punish you for whatever or no. Enjoy it while it lasts, but we just want to make it very clear that you should be aware that eventually, we don't know, we don't have an ETA yet when it's going to be, but eventually we will have to fix this.
Yeah, so if you invest a lot of time into getting your God Roll G36, the base damage will be cut, just so you know.
Still going to be a good weapon. So just so you guys know, in regards to the infrastructure that we actually implemented for Underground. So Underground, the mode Underground is actually on a separate game server than the rest of the game. It's the same for Brooklyn, for example. Brooklyn is also on a different game server than Manhattan when you do the tutorial. And Underground is going to be on a separate game server. So why does that matter to you? It matters because that means that the population is going to be handled differently.
Okay.
And so there could be, depending on the population and the traffic we will have when we release the DLC, it could be that there is a very high population on the underground servers, which means that you may experience waiting queues when you actually try to play underground. So you will be able to log into the game, play the game, but as soon as you will actually go in your terminal to start an underground mission, it could be that there you will actually have to wait in line basically because you're actually reaching another game server. So I just wanted to explain that to make sure that you guys know how that works and why is it that you're actually facing waiting queue when you were actually already in the game. That's because you're changing server to another game server. So yeah.
Okay.
Do the older gear sets actually go to 268?
Yes, they do. But you have to face the challenge of the heroic mode of the previous content. So if you go to Falcon Lost after the release of the update, you will see a new difficulty mode, heroic. Same for Clear Sky. Same for a couple of main missions that have a challenge mode that will now have heroic mode, and of course in the dark zone as well. If you reach the new bracket 231 plus, then from that bracket you will be able to find any gear set with the max gear score.
Perfect.
Good.
So nothing is left behind. You can still use the gear set that you loved before, and you will be able to upgrade it.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Anything else?
It's very hard to keep up with chat actually. There is one word that comes out a lot.
Hashtag
and I guess
awkward.
we have to address it. Scavenging.
Scavenging.
Yes. We already talked about it. So we have plans for it. That's for sure. Right now, what it does, it's a very good stat, especially when you are leveling up or if you want to farm crafting materials, for example. So it gives you, the more scavenging you have, the more chance you have of receiving items of a higher quality.
Yeah. I think right now the thing with scavenging is so much of the things that scavenging would affect have shifted. Yep. So we have a lot of people have a lot of high-end division tech, and now we've made a change so you get more crafting materials out of that high-end division tech, and there's a lot of things happening there. I think crafting needs a lot of other systems in place to make sure that it's meaningful. I mean, to make sure scavenging is meaningful. So again, we're definitely looking at it.
Yeah, the stat itself needs to adapt now with the whole new guaranteed INs, guaranteed gear sets, guaranteed. Now that we guarantee a lot of already higher quality, the scavenging stat needs to adapt. Right now, it is not a really useful stat. But that's going to change.
Level. But I don't know. There's a lot of options with scavenging, and if you have suggestions, the feedback and suggestions part of our forum is really good. I actually saw someone saying that like maybe it would have a better chance to seed like higher rolls for certain things. And I mean that was a great suggestion. So suggestions are really welcome because then we can implement them and we can take them to the table and put those out there.
Talking about suggestions, I've seen a lot of, so as we say all the time, not just Amish and Yannick are reading suggestions, the forums and Reddit and everything. We are the developer team is like reading those forums and Reddit on a daily basis. And you can see like a lot of stuff that come in the different updates are sometimes really coming from those community suggestions, like really don't hesitate to share your feedback with us if it makes sense and if it's not something that we thought about. Most of the time it's also something that we had in mind and we are just aligned.
It can go to reinforce the ideas and we're like, okay, cool, that's something that you guys want to. That makes sense.